This is the Bentley Continental Supersports, and if you watched Jethro's video a few weeks ago, you'll know it's got some incredible numbers to shout about, including a 209 miles per hour top speed, which makes it the fastest road-going Bentley ever. Now that's proper supercar performance, and this isn't a supercar, we all know that, it's a GT, but is there something of the supercar about it? Can a car this big and this heavy still be good fun to drive? The Supersport sits at the top of the Continental tree, above both the limited edition V8 powered GT3R and the W12-engined GT Speed. Its main event is a new version of the 6-litre W12, fitted with a larger pair of turbos that help it make 700 horsepower and 1,017 newton-meters of torque. That's 750 foot-pound in old money. To see what that can do to a long straight, Bentley's let us loose at Portugal's Estoril circuit.
Now, it has to be said that this circuit is not the most flattering place to drive a car like this. It might be 40 kilograms lighter than the GT Speed, but this car still weighs 2,280 kilograms. It's an absolute monster. And in terms of power to weight, it's got a big power number, 700 horsepower, 710 PS, but because it's so heavy, in terms of power to weight, it's actually no better than something like an E63, but that still means it's fearsomely rapid, really, really quick. You get that proper sort of gut-churning feel when you put your foot down, and it's relentless, absolutely relentless, the performance.
The Supersports will hit 62 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds, meaning it's very nearly as quick as a Lamborghini Huracan in a drag race, and 7 miles per hour faster at the top end.
It even sounds good. Now that sort of performance with this kind of curb weight, 2280 kilograms, needs some big brakes. These brakes are apparently the biggest brakes on any production car in the world. You can really feel that mass move around. You've got to be really precise with the way you drive it, where you brake, where you turn in. If you get it wrong, if you start being clumsy, start being lazy, then the car's going to get away from you and it's going to get messy. I hesitate to say it's like driving a massive SUV, but what was it Ettore Bugatti said in the 1930s? Bentley, the world's fastest lorry. If you're sympathetic I think is the word, with the way you drive this car, you can actually cover some ground pretty quick on a track. It's not as much fun as a GT3. It's never going to be that much fun, is it? But it is pretty entertaining. It's amazing the respect you have for the engineers that have been able to get this car to drive as quickly as this. You've done a great job. But this is not its natural home.
Yep, this might be the fastest road-going Bentley ever, but it still feels like a Bentley, and that means it's best enjoyed on the road. But if you're still reeling at the 2280 kilogram curb weight, you'd be amazed at how well it's managed on the road. Body movements are well damped, the brake-based torque vectoring system helps turn the car into tighter corners, and the hydraulic steering is surprisingly sensitive. And let's not forget about that engine. How could we? Capable of 0 to 100 miles per hour in 7.2 seconds, the Supersports is shockingly rapid. Some of the switchgear feels a little bit low rent coming after the Bentayga, but the quality of the leatherwork contributes to a cabin ambiance every bit as good as you'd hope of a car that costs almost £213,000, or £44,000 more than a GT Speed. Bentley's building 710 Supersports, and buyers will on average have 6 other cars in their garages at home, and that means they'll likely have other cars that are more focused to drive, and maybe 1 or 2 that are even more luxurious, more refined, and even more practical. But they'll not have anything that blends those disciplines like the Supersports does.